Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Tea On Realty. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, a broker associate with Exit Real Estate Gallery. I just want to welcome you back for another podcast, another YouTube episode of the Tea On Realty. So, as always, if you guys want to get a hold of me for whatever reason, you can do that via all of my social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It doesn't matter. Follow the Tea On Realty for any of those episodes or workshops that you like to us to be able to provide you information. And if there's anything or any topic that you would like me to specifically talk about, please make sure that you can email me or comment in any section of any of the videos and say, hey, could you talk more about this or more about that? So let's jump right in here. This week, I want to talk about reverse mortgages. I've been kind of getting a lot of more inquiries from people in the community or just seniors in general that have general questions about reverse mortgages. And how they kind of work, and some good and some bad defaults and downfalls about reverse mortgages. So, with that being said, let's jump right into it. So, reverse mortgage is kind of just, I guess some people might not understand it, but it's kind of just as it is. It means your mortgage is in reverse. So, as opposed to what is called a forward mortgage, is when you actually buy a home. And so you're paying down a debt. But in reverse mortgage is you already own a home which you have equity in, and now a lender is willing to pay you some proceeds for the equity of your home. Now, there are, of course, some stipulations and regulations and rules and things that people who intend to or would like to acquire to be a part of a reverse mortgage situation, of course, you have to apply for it. It is not something that is automatically given. It is not something that you automatically are entitled to. It is something that you must apply for through either your bank or a private lender. So let's just talk about some of the qualifications to even receive a reverse mortgage. One, you must be 62 years of age or older. That has been the rule for quite some time now. So that's something that's not new. That's generally been the age, 62 and above. Two, you must own your home free and clear, and you must have some equity in that home, meaning the market actually has to be right and says that your home is worth something in order for you to be able to qualify for a particular or any type of reverse mortgage. So with those basic standards, of course, whichever lender you go to, whether they running your credit, they doing other things, they're going to check all these things to make sure your home is definitely getting into that, because it's more or less you're kind of borrowing. It's a loan. You're borrowing on the equity of your home. So your home has to be worth at least for the amount that they would even try to consider approving you for. So a lot of senior citizens who get this reverse mortgage get it typically because their initial payments or whatever month that money that they receive a month might be on the bare minimum of what they need to kind of withstand their other bills or the outcome of the things that they need on a day-to-day basis or monthly basis in their home. So they kind of seek to do a reverse mortgage. Some do it with unbeknownst to family. Some do it and their family is well involved and they was involved in the process, so they know what could possibly happen. Now there's all kind of different types of reverse mortgages and how one can actually receive their reverse mortgage. So with some people and how they receive their reverse mortgage in a lot of situations is you go there, you say, hey, I want to apply to see if my home works enough money, how much I can get on a reverse mortgage. If they approve you as a senior citizen to do such, then you have several options to choose from. If they approve you to qualify for this reverse mortgage, you can receive a lump sum, which means you will receive all the money that you would actually get in your reverse mortgage at one time. Everything is included, and you spend it, sporadically on how you choose to spend it. You can too get some monthly payments on it, meaning they pay you every month for a specific amount of time that you sign up for, and they give you monthly payments. You can also choose to have a line of credit, meaning you don't want it right then. You only want to pull from the reverse mortgage when you want to, which is called what they call a line of credit. Meaning, okay, I want to be able to get this, but I might not need it every month. So, but I want it to be available to me when I do need it. So they would have a line of credit. And then they also have one where you can actually have one, get specific monthly payments, and still have a line of credit open available. Of course, all of this is available to you only if your home has enough equity in it to withstand the payments. And whatever that equity might be in your home based upon the market analysis on what your home value is currently worth, will determine one, how much of a line of credit you would have if you choose that, and how much of a monthly payment you would receive, and how long you want to receive it. Now, this is the thing that gets people and what makes people confused and they don't understand, especially family members that might not understand how this process can either help them or hinder them. So, if you are a family member who's has a family member that is involved in a reverse mortgage, and unfortunately they're getting to that age where they're going to be no longer in your life, so to speak. So it happens. It's a part of life. It's very sad, and we know this is supposed to be a joyous time, but it's not for a lot of us. So you're in this situation, and you have a family member that is on a actual known reverse mortgage. They have been doing it for however many years they plan to have signed up with this lender. If that person, I would say, is still coherent and able to make decisions with that, then you can start discussing if you have any authority or rights with them as a POA or whatever, or just talking with them in general. You kind of get things in place and finding out more about what are the options for the family once this person has transitioned on. One option is, which is going to be the most apparent option that the reverse mortgage lender or loan processor wants, is one, someone is going to need to pay the amount that the homeowner has borrowed thus far. However many years they've been in this plan and they've been receiving money, they want their money back. Obviously, they want it back, and they want it back as quickly as you can get it to them, and they don't want typically payments. They typically want a whole lump sum of the money thus far that has been loaned to the homeowner. And they actually give the family the option to do that. You have, and there is actually some processors and they actually don't, they understand that, maybe that transition was something, it could have been something immediate, something ongoing that you already knew was going to happen. It could have been something spontaneous. You don't know how the situation played out. But all you do know is that they're no longer going to hear, and they have this reverse mortgage. They done accumulated over $10,000 in payments, and you're like, oh my God, how are we going to pay this back? I don't know how you're going to pay it back. But I know that the company who's processing it wants the $10,000 that they receive back. There's several options that you can do in order to get this paid. If the person is in good condition and they're very coherent, they can, if they have the money, pay it back. If they don't have the money, another option they could do is maybe they could sell the home. If it's a family home that's been a family owned, I know you definitely don't want to do that. So if there's anybody in the family that could pool together to get this money to pay back the lender, then that would be an option that you could do. That way the home could stay in the family. If this might happen after they pass, then the transition and the option might have to be different, because if you don't have anybody that has $10,000 to pay them, then you would have to reach out to the person who lent them this money, and you would actually have to either come up with a payment plan if they're willing to work that out with you on how you could pay it back to them in installments. Or if, like I said, if you have someone that has $10,000 laying around, pay it off to them, get them out of the way so the house now is free and clear. I mean, if it passed, it's very difficult to sell someone's home when it passed if they don't have a will that says this specific person has the home. And that's just how it works. But like I said, if it's a house that you want to keep in your family, then you should work something out with some other family members, hopefully, and get that paid that reverse mortgage paid back to the lender. That way, the home is free and clear, and you guys can continue the legacy in your family. But there are circumstances where people just don't have it. But I do know that they don't just immediately come in and take that home. You know, so they actually give you time after the person has transitioned on to get those type of things under control. It sounds like, oh God, I shouldn't really be thinking about things like that right now. But sometimes you have to do the hard thing. You have to think about those. And as a real estate agent, you know, I get people that come to me that ask me about that, about reverse mortgages and how that works and how can the, you know, and it's just unfortunate that the different scenarios that can play out, because I know that there are a lot of seniors out here that are not making enough money just off of their either just their retirement or just Social Security alone, but they do have something, that have a home, and that home is worth something, and that home is helping them take care of their expenditures that they necessarily need to have. And unfortunately, that is a way to go, you know, and they have their qualification, they have their plans, but like I said, there are options for the family to do something as far as paying it back or getting with them to give a transition, or as far as making installments to pay the loan servicing of that reverse mortgage back. So there are options for people in those categories, and I just want to let people know that, I mean, the interest rates on definitely are different from lender to lender. If you are someone that is interested in doing a reverse mortgage, reach out. You can reach out to me and I can put you in contact with an amazing lender that does those and can give you like your options. I always say have an option. I might refer you to somebody, but you know, refer to, always tell people, start with who you bank with first and see what their options and their terms would be, and then you can step out and research others, and you kind of do what their options might be. So, doing reverse mortgages is not something that's new. Some people just think that's something new. It's been going on for many years, many years. So definitely, this is not a new process. Of course, just like if you were on the buying side, interest rates are definitely different from each go, and they're changing, you know, as things change in the market, as things change in life. So just know that that is an option, and you should also know what your options are, and you should know the pitfalls, the downfalls that could happen to if you choose to do that. You know, and a lot of people like, it's my choice, I can do what I want to do, and that is a fact, because if you worked hard and you got that home, it is your choice. If you need that money, you want that money, how that's going to play out for you and your, and having your days as a senior citizen be comfortable as much as possible as you can. Do you, boo? Because that will probably be an option that I would look into. You know, if I was up at age, I'm like, hey, you know, this ain't enough money for me. So that might be an option too. You know what I'm saying? Everyone doesn't thinking about who they live behind. Everyone don't have children, so they don't have that aspect of, okay, you know, oh God, my children are going to be so up at Ray if this is not taken care of, or this. You know, some people have children. They're like, I don't give a dog on what they doing. This is my life. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and they figure it out when I'm gone. So whichever way that you view the situation, just view it what's best for you. This is just an educational tool for you to just know that there is options out there. There's ways to get it done, and then so an actual outcome for families to know what the potential aspects or what you as a family member can actually do if your loved one has done this, and you're thinking of wanting to either keep the house in the family or sell it, because selling it, and then if, just like if you sold a home that you bought and you still have paying a mortgage on that home, you would pay you would pay the mortgage off and whatever the proceeds. Same thing with a reverse mortgage. If that person chose to sell that home, they would have to pay the loan people back their money, and then the rest of it is theirs. They don't, the mortgage or the processor for a reverse mortgage has no entitlement to any extra proceeds that you receive. As long as they receive the money that they have loaned you thus far, they have no entitlement to any future benefits that you receive from the sale of a home that was financed on a reverse mortgage. So I just wanted to pop in and just say that briefly. If anyone, like I said, has any questions about anything that we do, or have any questions as far as real estate in general, you can always reach out to me at info at the Tea On Realty org. You can reach out to me on Facebook, which is up at the top, Instagram, Twitter, at the Tea On Realty. You can leave a comment down below on the comment section of this YouTube video or any platform that you're listening to. Just interact with me. Tell me if this is what you were looking for, if you want more information about it, if you want me to put you in contact with somebody that can actually help you do more with this type of information. So definitely, I always like to leave people with some information. I hope you learned more when you clicked on this video than you did before you clicked on this video. I'm always here to educate anybody. Like I said, follow me on anything you want: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe to this channel so you can know when I post new videos about various topics. So just have a blessed new year, everyone. And thank you for tuning in to this very cool game about reverse mortgages. Okay, you guys have a lovely day. All right, and just keep it going. Just keep it going, guys. It's very good. I love being able to provide this information with you. Okay, so just keep doing what you're doing, all right? And thank you so much for tuning in to the Tea On Realty with Rachel, broker associate with Exit Real Estate Gala. You guys have a wonderful week.